The courage to be different, stepping out of the comfort zone. There comes a moment when you look at yourself in the mirror and realize that playing it safe has kept you small. You want more, but the fear of stepping outside your comfort zone grips you like a vice. Every great thing you've ever admired was born out of risk, out of courage, out of daring to be different. You can feel the pull inside you, can't you? That quiet whisper that says, "There's more to me than this." Yet, you sit, paralyzed, waiting for the perfect time. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. There's just now. What if I told you that the comfort zone you're clinging to is the very thing holding you back? You want growth, success, fulfillment, yet you're stuck in the same routines, the same habits. Today, we're going to talk about something that takes real guts, the courage to be different, the courage to step away from what's familiar and into a space where you might fail, but you just might also become something far greater than you ever imagined. This is not a talk for the faint of heart, but for those ready to break free, ready to step up, ready to be different. We've all felt it, the pressure to fit in, to do what's expected, to follow the well-trodden path that society has laid out for us. From a young age, we're conditioned to blend in, to not make waves, and to seek approval from others. But here's the problem: growth never happens in comfort. The person who stays in their comfort zone stays small. They might not fail, but they won't succeed either. They won't grow, they won't reach new heights, they won't live the life they're truly capable of living. Think about this for a second. When was the last time you truly challenged yourself? When did you step outside the lines of what was safe and familiar? That's where the magic happens. Stepping into the unknown is scary, but it's also where you find your strength. There's a story of a young man named Chris Gardner. Maybe you've heard of him. He was a man who, despite all odds, refused to stay in his comfort zone. Homeless, broke, and with his young son to take care of, Chris had every reason to give up. It would have been easy to fall into despair, to settle for less than what he wanted in life. But Chris Gardner had something most people don't: the courage to be different. He knew that staying where he was, in his current reality, would lead to more struggle and more pain. So, he decided to pursue a nearly impossible goal. He entered the world of stockbroking, starting at the very bottom with no guarantee of success. His courage paid off. Today, Chris Gardner's story is a testament to what happens when you step outside the comfort zone. He became a millionaire, but more than that, he became an inspiration to millions around the world. What's stopping you from taking that same leap? You don't have to be homeless, broke, or struggling like Chris to feel the pull to be more. Maybe you've got a steady job, a nice routine, but deep down you know there's more out there for you. You feel the pull for something greater, but the comfort of where you are is holding you back. Today, I'm going to give you 7 strategies to kill your negative thinking, so you can finally find the courage to be different, to step out of your comfort zone and into the greatness that's waiting for you. You have to believe that there's something better on the other side of fear. Let's begin. Strategy 1. Challenge your inner critic. Your biggest enemy is not the world outside, it's the voice inside your head. That inner critic, the one that constantly tells you you're not good enough, you're going to fail, or people will laugh at you. It's that voice that's holding you back from stepping out of your comfort zone. The truth is, every person, no matter how successful, has dealt with that voice. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is how they respond to it. That inner critic is powerful because it knows exactly how to push your buttons. It knows your deepest fears and insecurities. But here's the secret: that voice lies. It is rooted in fear, not truth. It tries to keep you safe, but in reality, it's keeping you small. So how do you silence it? You challenge it. The first step is recognizing when the inner critic shows up. Awareness is key. Often, negative thoughts sneak in so subtly that we accept them as truth without question. But you need to pause and ask yourself, is this thought helpful or harmful? Is it pushing me forward or holding me back? The minute you identify it as harmful, you strip it of its power. Next, you need to replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. If the inner critic says, "You're not good enough," respond with, "I am more than enough." If it says, "You're going to fail," counter with, "Even if I stumble, I will learn and grow." The more you practice this, the stronger your mental resilience becomes. Remember, thoughts become reality. What you focus on expands. So, if you feed yourself a steady diet of negativity, that's what you'll get. But if you fill your mind with positivity, courage, and determination, you'll begin to see those traits manifest in your life. Another powerful way to challenge your inner critic is to take action in spite of fear. Often that voice gets loudest when you're about to do something outside of your comfort zone. It's because the critic senses change, and change feels risky. But here's the thing, action kills fear. The more you act, the quieter that voice becomes. Think of your inner critic as a bully. Bullies thrive on intimidation, but when you stand up to them, they shrink. The same goes for the voice inside your head. Don't expect the inner critic to disappear overnight. It will always be there in some form, but you can learn to manage it, to overpower it, and to prove it wrong. Every time you step out of your comfort zone and succeed, no matter how small the victory, you weaken the critic's influence. And soon, you'll find that the voice telling you to stay small will be drowned out by the voice urging you to be bold. Strategy 2. Embrace discomfort. Let's be real for a second. Stepping out of your comfort zone is not going to feel good at first. It's going to feel awkward, unsettling, maybe even terrifying. But that's where the growth is. If you want to be different, if you want to reach new heights, you have to embrace discomfort as a necessary part of the process. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding discomfort. They stay in the same job for years because it's secure. They keep the same routine because it's familiar. But here's the thing, nothing extraordinary happens in the comfort zone. Everything worth having, every achievement, every breakthrough, every transformation lies just on the other side of discomfort. Think about it like this. When you go to the gym, your muscles don't grow unless they experience resistance. That burn you feel during a workout, that's your muscles tearing down so they can rebuild stronger. The same principle applies to life. If you want to grow mentally, emotionally, professionally, you have to face resistance. You have to do things that make you uncomfortable. One way to embrace discomfort is to start small. You don't have to leap into a massive life-altering challenge right away. Instead, find small ways to push yourself out of your comfort zone every day. It could be as simple as speaking up in a meeting, trying a new hobby, or having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. These small acts of bravery build your tolerance for discomfort. Over time, what once felt terrifying will become second nature. Another important point is to reframe how you see discomfort. Instead of viewing it as something to avoid, see it as a sign of progress. When you feel uncomfortable, it means you're growing, you're evolving. It's a signal that you're pushing yourself beyond your current limits, and that's exactly where you need to be. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, it's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. The more you embrace it, the faster you'll grow, and the sooner you'll realize that discomfort is temporary, but the growth and rewards that come from it last a lifetime. So the next time you feel that knot in your stomach, that hesitation, that urge to retreat back to safety, lean in, embrace it. It's a sign that you're on the right path. Discomfort is not the enemy, it's your ally. And the more you learn to embrace it, the closer you'll get to living the life you truly want. Strategy 3. Surround yourself with courageous people. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And it's true. If you want to step out of your comfort zone and be different, you have to surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and push you to grow. Because the truth is, the people around you either elevate you or they hold you back. There's no middle ground. Think about the people in your life right now. Are they comfortable? Are they playing it safe? Do they encourage you to take risks? Or do they tell you to be careful and stick to what you know? The reality is, if you're surrounded by people who are afraid to step out of their comfort zone, you'll find it much harder to step out of yours. If you want to kill negative thinking and develop the courage to be different, you need to be around people who have already done it. People who take risks, who challenge the status quo, who aren't afraid to fail. When you're in the presence of these types of people, something powerful happens. Their energy rubs off on you. You start to think bigger, dream bigger, and act bolder. Start by seeking out people who are living the kind of life you aspire to. They don't have to be millionaires or world-famous celebrities. Look for people in your community, your workplace, or even online who embody the courage and mindset you want. Spend time with them. Watch how they handle challenges, how they push through fear, how they refuse to settle for mediocrity. One of the best ways to surround yourself with courageous people is to join a community or group where growth is the focus. It could be a mastermind group, a mentorship program, or even a local meetup of like-minded individuals. The key is to put yourself in environments where growth and risk-taking are celebrated, not discouraged. Another important aspect of surrounding yourself with courageous people is letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. This can be tough, but sometimes the people who have been in your life for a long time are the very ones holding you back. If you find that certain relationships are filled with negativity, fear, or doubt, it might be time to distance yourself. You don't have to cut people off completely, but you do need to protect your energy and prioritize relationships that uplift and empower you. In the end, courage is contagious. When you're surrounded by people who live boldly, who embrace discomfort, and who chase their dreams without apology, you'll find it much easier to do the same. And soon, you'll be the one inspiring others to step out of their comfort zones. Strategy 4. Take small, consistent steps. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to step out of their comfort zone is thinking they have to make a huge, life-changing move all at once. They believe that courage means taking massive leaps, like quitting their job, moving to a new city, or starting a business overnight. But that's not the case. In fact, trying to make such drastic changes all at once can often backfire and lead to burnout or discouragement. Real, lasting change happens through small, consistent steps. It's the little actions you take every day that add up to massive results over time. Think of it like building a house. You don't start with the roof. You start by laying one brick at a time. And before you know it, you've built something solid, something lasting. The same principle applies to stepping out of your comfort zone. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with one small step. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting when you'd normally stay quiet. Maybe it's introducing yourself to someone new at a social event. Maybe it's spending 15 minutes each day working on that side project you've been thinking about for months. Whatever it is, the key is to start small and stay consistent. The beauty of taking small steps is that they build momentum. Every time you push yourself to do something outside your comfort zone, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. And each small win builds your confidence, making it easier to take the next step, and the next and the next. Another important aspect of taking small, consistent steps is to focus on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism is one of the biggest killers of growth. If you're constantly waiting for the perfect time or the perfect conditions, you'll never get started. The truth is, there will never be a perfect time. Life is messy, unpredictable, and full of challenges. But that doesn't mean you can't make progress. Even a small step forward is better than staying stuck where you are. It's also important to celebrate your small victories along the way. Too often, we get so focused on the big goal that we forget to acknowledge the progress we've made. But those small wins are crucial. They remind you that you're moving forward, that you're growing, and that you're capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. In the end, stepping out of your comfort zone isn't about making one big leap. It's about taking small, consistent steps every day, and over time, those small steps will lead to big results. Strategy 5. Reframe failure as feedback. Failure is often seen as the enemy. People avoid it, fear it, and let it hold them back from trying new things. But here's a truth most people miss. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a crucial part of the journey to success. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they view failure. If you see it as a dead end, it will stop you in your tracks. But if you reframe failure as feedback, it becomes one of your greatest tools for growth. Every failure holds valuable lessons. It's like a compass pointing you toward what needs to change or improve. Instead of seeing failure as a personal flaw, see it as information. It's the universe telling you, this approach didn't work, but now you know more than you did before. That shift in perspective changes everything. When you stop fearing failure and start embracing it as part of the process, you take away its power to control you. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset you need to adopt. Failure is simply part of the process of elimination. Each time you fail, you get closer to success because you're learning what doesn't work. One way to reframe failure is to detach your identity from the outcome. When we internalize failure, we tell ourselves, "I failed, therefore I am a failure." But that's not true. You are not your failures. Just because something didn't work out doesn't mean you're incapable or inadequate. It simply means that particular approach didn't succeed, and now you have the opportunity to try again, armed with new knowledge. Another important aspect of reframing failure is to keep going. Too often, people give up after one or two setbacks, believing they've reached the end. But success doesn't come to those who quit. It comes to those who persist. Understand that failure is temporary. What matters is how you respond to it. Will you let it define you, or will you use it as fuel to keep pushing forward? In the end, failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. Each failure brings you one step closer to success. So the next time you stumble, don't beat yourself up. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And then keep moving forward. The path to greatness is paved with lessons learned from failure. Strategy 6. Practice gratitude to shift your mindset. Gratitude is a powerful weapon against negative thinking. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you change your entire outlook on life. It's easy to get caught up in the challenges, the setbacks, and the things that aren't going your way. But practicing gratitude helps shift your perspective, reminding you of the blessings you already possess, no matter how small they may seem. Gratitude is about training your mind to look for the good, even in difficult circumstances. It's not about ignoring the challenges, but rather balancing them with an awareness of the positives in your life. When you focus on what you're thankful for, your brain starts to form new neural pathways, making it easier to see the bright side in every situation. This shift in mindset doesn't just make you feel better emotionally. It can also improve your resilience, mental clarity, and overall well-being. Think about it. How often do we take things for granted? The fact that you're alive, breathing, and able to pursue your goals is a gift in itself. The relationships you have, the opportunities that come your way, even the challenges, they're all part of your journey. When you cultivate a sense of gratitude for these things, your mind becomes more open to positivity and less susceptible to negative thinking. One practical way to practice gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be as simple as a good cup of coffee, a smile from a stranger, or the fact that you woke up feeling healthy. Over time, this habit trains your mind to automatically look for the good in every situation, even when life gets tough. Another way to practice gratitude is to express it to others. Tell the people in your life how much you appreciate them. Gratitude has a ripple effect. When you express it, you not only boost your own mood, but also lift the spirits of those around you. It strengthens relationships and fosters a sense of community and support. It's also important to practice gratitude for yourself. Acknowledge your own growth, your efforts, and the progress you've made, even if it's not where you want to be yet. Being kind to yourself and recognizing your own worth is a key part of maintaining a positive mindset. In the end, gratitude is about perspective. It's about focusing on what you have, not what you lack. When you make gratitude a daily practice, you create a mindset that attracts positivity and repels negativity. You build mental strength, resilience, and the ability to face challenges with a sense of calm and optimism. Gratitude is a simple yet powerful tool that can transform your life. Strategy 7. Visualize your success and take action. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you break free from negative thinking and step into a more positive, courageous mindset. When you visualize your success, when you see it, feel it, and believe in it, you create a mental blueprint for achieving your goals. But visualization alone isn't enough. You have to pair it with action. Dreaming is just the first step. It's the action that turns those dreams into reality. The practice of visualization helps you mentally rehearse for the challenges and triumphs that lie ahead. Top athletes, performers, and successful people use visualization to prepare themselves for success. They don't just see the end goal, they visualize every step of the journey. They imagine themselves overcoming obstacles, staying focused, and pushing through challenges. This mental practice helps them build confidence, resilience, and a sense of certainty that they can achieve what they've set out to do. You can use the same strategy. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and vividly picture the life you want to create. See yourself stepping out of your comfort zone, facing your fears, and achieving your goals. Visualize the feeling of accomplishment, the joy of success, and the pride of knowing you didn't let fear stop you. The more you practice this, the more your mind begins to believe that it's possible. But as I said, visualization is only part of the equation. You have to back it up with action. No matter how clearly you visualize success, it won't happen unless you take steps toward it. This is where many people get stuck. They dream big but hesitate when it comes to taking action because fear, doubt, and uncertainty creep in. The solution is to break your goals down into small, actionable steps. Taking action, no matter how small, creates momentum. And once you have momentum, you'll find it easier to keep going. Start with the next right thing. If your goal is to write a book, start by writing one page. If your goal is to start a business, begin by researching the market. Each small action builds on the one before it, and before you know it, you're much closer to your goal than you were before. Action is also the antidote to fear. The more you act, the more your fear fades. You'll realize that many of the things you were afraid of were just illusions. They weren't as scary as you thought. Action also builds confidence. The more you do, the more you prove to yourself that you're capable. And confidence breeds more action, creating a positive cycle of growth and success. In the end, visualization and action are a powerful combination. When you see your success in your mind's eye and take consistent steps toward it, you set yourself up for real, lasting change. Don't just dream about it, do something about it. Because your dreams are within reach, and the only thing standing between you and them is the courage to take action. Stepping out of your comfort zone isn't easy, but the most rewarding things in life never are. The power to be different, to live a life that's true to you, lies in your hands. You don't have to wait for permission, for the right moment, or for someone to tell you it's okay. You have the power to change, to grow, and to become who you were meant to be. The strategies we've discussed aren't just ideas, they are actions you can take starting today. Challenge your inner critic, embrace discomfort, surround yourself with the right people, take small steps, visualize your success, learn from failure, and practice gratitude. Each one of these actions builds the foundation for a life lived outside of the comfort zone. The question is, are you ready? The world is waiting for those who dare to be different. It's not going to be easy and it's not going to be quick, but it's going to be worth it. The moment you decide to step out of your comfort zone, you've already won. Because the truth is, the only thing holding you back is you. And once you realize that, once you have the courage to be different, nothing can stop you.